to the House's approval thereof. Pursuant to Clause 1 of Rule 1, the journal stands approved. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the gentleman from Rhode Island, Mr. Kennedy.
Let me first offer my congratulations, Jim, on your ascension to the Speaker's chair and say how much we are proud of this special day, and thank you for the example you've set for all Americans. This pledge today has a deeper meaning because of your example. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and for the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For what purpose does the gentlewoman from New York rise?
Mr. Speaker, on this most important day in the history of the House of Representatives, I send to the desk H.Res. 1555 and ask for its immediate consideration in the House.
The clerk will report the title of the resolution.
House Resolution 1555, resolution permitting individuals to be admitted to the Hall of the House in order to document the improved accessibility of the Hall of the House.
Is there objection to the consideration of the resolution? Without objection, the resolution is agreed to, and the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Speaker.
The chair will now entertain requests for 1-minute speeches. For what purpose does the gentlewoman from California rise?
1 minute.
Without objection.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker Jim Langevin. Mr. Speaker, it is with great pride and joy that I rise today to acknowledge the history that you are making. By your leadership and your inspiration and your education of the Congress, you have helped take us to a place that honors the tradition and the goals of our founders to improve liberty and equality for all Americans. Today, through technology, the leadership of the architect of the House, we are able to, in a way that is almost magical, extend to you the privilege that you deserved all along to be able to preside over the House. I'm pleased that we're joined from our former colleague in the House and now a Senator, Senator Harkin, who is such a champion in passing the Americans with Disabilities Act. Our former colleague, Tony Coelho, also a leader in that regard. Our colleagues who've worked so hard on that subject, Mr. Markey, Mr. Kennedy, and the champion in our House on Americans with Disabilities Act, Steny Hoyer, our distinguished majority leader. Mr. Sensenbrenner has made this part of his legacy in the Congress. Not so fast with the legacy, I know, more to come. But we thank you for being the champion on civil rights that you are. And I see now that we have been joined by our distinguished Republican leader of the House, Mr. Boehner. This is a bipartisan effort. It has been all along. It is a cause for celebration. It is a source of liberation. And it's important to note that there's a reason Mr. Langevin is first. He is first because of his courage. He is first because of his inspiration. And he is first because when I became Speaker, he said to me, now that you are presiding, I want to preside too. So when that day, when we made history of having the first woman Speaker of the House, it became clear that we had to make history today in having Jim Langevin preside on this historic occasion, which is a source of pride to all of us, but also a source of challenge as to how we go forward addressing the new technologies so that we can continue to remove barriers of participation to all Americans. It's better for them and it's better for our country. Now we can go forward as clearly saying that we respect people for what they can do not judge them or limit them for what they cannot, and that we can more fully honor the Pledge of Allegiance that Mr. Kennedy led us in just earlier. One nation under God, with liberty, and this is about liberation, with liberty and justice for all. Congratulations, Mr. Langevin. Thank you.
The chair thanks the House, the gentleman from California.